y'all. This is Drunk in the Sun with Joe and Tom. Guess what?
We're going to get drunk and talk about everything under the sun.
Show about anything under the sun.
We didn't do that. All right, let's do it.
This episode is fire. Check us out every week on YouTube,
Instagram,
Facebook,
and Spotify.
Oh, shit! Coming at you every week.
First of all, this is for entertainment. We're not educational.
Yeah.
We're not.
If you're coming to get your education from us, you are clearly misguided.
Exactly.
But check us out. We're the show about anything and everything under the sun. Check us out. I'll show up. Like, what are you doing in there? He's like, I swear to God.
Swear to me.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't think that's legit.
I don't think it's legit either. Hey, what up, y'all, man? This is Drunk in the Sun with John. I said John? With John? No, it's Tom. Tom and Joe. God damn, how drunk am I? Hey, guys. What's going on?
Yeah.
Oh, that's just drinking. Screaming, I deserve this. What did he deserve? Fuck!
Like and subscribe so you get the notifications when we do drop something. Probably pretty fucking lame. But anyways, check it out. Drunk in the Sun, a podcast about anything and everything under the sun. So you've heard of Benedict Arnold, I suppose, right?
Who hasn't?
Well, see, that's the thing. Like, we've all heard the name.
He's an asshole, right?
He's an asshole. He betrayed
But did he have
America.
good intentions? He's like, I'm gonna save America by turning on them.
Well, this is, like, back in the day, like, he came from a family, like, back then, if you come from an upstanding family, you're upstanding and cool, right?
Yeah.
But if you come from, like, a lower class family,
You're lower class and not upstanding.
And you can basically not make a name for yourself, right?
Yeah.
So it's all about bloodlines, Game of Thrones style, basically. So he came from a nothing family. His dad, like, there was a death in the family. His dad became an alcoholic. He lost his fucking mom at a young age. He went to be, like, an apprentice somewhere for an apothecary. So he was like a low-level guy, right?
You look like Santa Claus.
Yeah, I do.
You got the red nose.
I mean, I got a zit going on. Is what happened.
Anyways, go ahead.
Anyways, but so that's the type of family he came from back then. But he was all about America, right? He was all about it.
Was he?
He was. Like, starting out, like...
Really?
After the revolution started...
I'm just grabbing your shit.
I don't
whatever.
care. After the revolution started, like, well, maybe a little bit before, some dude was talking shit about his wife, right? And he challenged him to a duel.
Oh, no! I dropped that.
Challenged the motherfucker to a duel.
Did I destroy it?
No.
Alright, good.
And
He challenged him to a duel? And he
shot
won?
this motherfucker for talking shit about his wife, so that's pretty cool, right? So he stood up for his wife.
I guess.
I mean, it was a front to his honor is what he saw, so he's like, fuck this guy, duel me. So he shot him. Anyways, the whole fucking revolution breaks out, right? And he's doing this trading shit and whatever. And he, I don't know how he falls in with Washington and shit, but he gets commissioned to go acquire Ticonderoga. Wherever that is, right? He's part of that.
That's a big battle.
Yeah, it is a big battle. And him, this last name Brown guy, and this last name Elliot all get thrown in together to do it, right? So he goes up to this place outside.
Brown, Elliot, and Benedict.
So they go up there, right? And, well, he recruits Brown, but Elliot's by himself. And I I should have wrote down their names, but they had, like, this unreputable, like, hillbilly crew, right? That were, like, a bunch of savages up there, right?
This is some hillbilly crew.
I mean, he does. So they go up there, and they're like, the Brown, I don't know, it has Brown in the name. But anyways, they go up there to do Ticonderoga, and And
they do Ticonderoga. Shit's over.
And Benedict Arnold,
because of these 5 fucks.
He's all up there and he's like, "Hey guys, I got the authority to take this place out. I'm looking for troops. You come with me, right?"
They're like, "Fuck you. You're English."
Well, he wasn't English. He was all about America, and they were basically still.
Was he?
They were still all about "fuck you."
Why though?
Because they were hillbilly savages. But anyways,
that's not a good enough excuse.
They wind up getting in a tentative alliance, and they take out Ticonderoga together, right? They win this battle. They win the fort. They get it all. But Brown and Elliot, or I don't know if the Elliots. I know Brown.
Elliot and Brown.
I know the Brown is a legit last name, but I can't remember the other guy. But they wind up taking all the credit, right? Nothing for Benedict Arnold.
He's like, fucking asshole.
Exactly.
Really?
Exactly. They take all the credit. Motherfuckers are like, and he gets all pissed off about it. He's like, well, fuck. Well,
I'm never going down to the history books.
So something else comes up. He notices there's a waterway. I think it's the Hudson River. I very well could be wrong. But there's a river up there in the New York, New England area.
It's the Hudson.
That he's like, I noticed that this is like a great strategic point. Yeah. I'm going to take it over. So he fucking becomes the master of this fucking lake and river, right? With all his shit. And he becomes the lake master.
So he had people with him.
He had people with him. He had supporters. He was there. And he was defending it for America. Well, this Brown, his adversaries from this previous thing, start slandering his ass and talk to Congress to take it away from him. So he gets, like, booted from being master of the lake, right? Because of these fucks previously.
They talk shit.
That talk shit. And they made shit up that he wasn't doing to get him booted from the area, right?
No shit.
So he's like, well, fuck. But
I'd be pissed too.
But George Washington liked him. George Washington liked Benedict Arnold. Right?
He's like, he's a good guy.
No, he was a good guy. He was like, this guy's a great guy.
I mean, it sounds like he was a good guy.
And he commissioned fucking Benedict Arnold to take Quebec in Canada as the revolution kicked off. Because it's a strategic point. You're like, all right, you know what, Benedict Arnold? You're fucking badass. You go up there, I'm going to give you this naval fleet, whatever. So he gets put in charge of making this naval fleet. Nobody he's got knows how to make boats. So they make these shitty boats, right? They only have 10 boats. They make them. They go up that way. And they're supposed to defend the waterways. I'm probably fucking this shit up. But a lot of this stuff is like historically accurate.
This sounds legit as fuck.
A lot of this stuff is historically accurate. Maybe when it happens, it's fucked up. But anyway, so he gets these boats. He makes these boats, right? English are coming down.
Where'd you see this at?
It's on Peacock. It's called Benedict Arnold. Hero Betrayed.
Where's this in a review?
This is a review, but it's probably going to be pretty long. So, Benedict Arnold gets these 10 boats, right? Makes these fucking 10 boats.
He puts it down, I put it
down. And he goes out. And the British are coming. So there's a island right outside of New York. That, not Manhattan, but like right outside of New York. He positions his boats in a way to where the English will see him. But they'll come down one side of the, on the outside of the ocean, but then have to come up. And it's harder to come up. So he like fucking like holds them off. Like he has a huge naval battle with these shitty ass boats. His shit's getting all blown to shit. But he's like running back and forth, shooting cannons and shit, shooting guns at people and stuff. And like doing all this heroic ass shit. Right? And then it gets night. And his fleet is decimated. Like it's real in bad shape. But he was like, you know what? Let's put lights on the back of our boat. Let's jet the fuck out at night so everybody behind us can see the lights, but the English can't. So they leave in the night. Well, they're fucking... Oh, shit. I fucked
the English?
Yeah. No. America. They leave at night. English are like, what the fuck? Where'd they go? Right? I totally forgot. When they went up to Quebec, this is what happened. They went up through... I fucked this up. We'll edit it. So he gets commissioned to go up to
Let's
Quebec.
keep going.
He gets commissioned to go up to Quebec, right? So he goes up there with this massive...
white, right?
Maybe. He goes up with this massive troops. Not very much, but it's close to wintertime. So the further they're going up into Canada, it starts getting colder and shit, right? So they're losing people, and they're like... He talks to these one people that... I forget the name, but he was like, hey, you guys and your troops, go back and get us supplies because we're getting fucked up. It's getting cold and we need shit. Guys, just leave him. Just fucking leave him. They never come back. They just jet. They're like, okay, we'll go get shit. And they leave him. But he's like, fuck this shit. We've made it this far. We're going to go take Quebec for Washington in America. So they go up there and siege this fucking Quebec.
So where the fuck did they turn on him?
We'll get there. The whole thing is, motherfucker got fucking shit on continuously, is what happened. And he was like, fuck it. You know what? I'm just going to give up Fort West Point. He was going to give up West Point. That's the big betrayal. But anyways, he fucking won. He sieged Quebec. That, delayed a lot of shit up there. Fleed. As they were coming down is when he started doing that boat maneuver shit. Had that big battle. Escaped. Made it back to Ticonderoga. Once he gets back to fucking Ticonderoga, he gets in the battle.
Still wants some ass.
What?
He still wants some ass. When he gets back to Ticonderoga, starts whooping some ass.
No. He gets back to Ticonderoga. He gets celebrated the hero for what he's done. And then they have the big battle of Saratoga, right? The first day, they're whooping the English ass like a motherfucker. And that's never happened before. Ever. And he goes back to General Gates, which is, this whole time, comes across like a big piece of shit. Like he's fuck that guy. So he goes back. He's like, hey, you know what? I've sent my guys out. This other guy's kicking ass. We're kicking ass. Just send your guys out and we can crush the British right now. It's over. It's like, I'm not going to do that. No, it's all right. So he doesn't do it, right? Prolongs that battle to another day. And then, Benedict Arnold's like, fuck this shit. I'm done. I want to leave. And Gates is like, okay, you can go back to Washington and you can fight with him. But all the troops are like, fuck Gates. They signed a petition to fight for Benedict Arnold. Yeah. So, we want him here. But Gates is like, no, we'll leave him back. He's
not really a fucking traitor, is he?
No, he's like, no. Gates is like, no, Benedict Arnold, you can't really fight in this battle. Whatever. You stay back. We're going to do this. So the battle continues the next day, right? Motherfucker. A messenger comes back. Talks to Benedict Arnold. We're getting fucked, guy. We're losing. Shit's going sideways. We need help. He's like, well, you know what? Fuck Gates. I'm coming in the battle. As he's riding up, everybody that's fleeing comes with him. He reforms all the shit, and they win the battle. He wins the whole fucking Saratoga battle because he's a fucking genius, right? And beats him. Gates. Anyways, he beats him. He gets shot as at the end of the battle. His leg gets all fucked up, right? Gates takes all the credit. Doesn't fucking mention Benedict Arnold at all.
Really?
Is like, I did all this. We did this. We won. All me.
So Benedict Arnold wasn't even a traitor. What I'm hearing. I'm hearing he's a fucking hero.
One of the historians during this show is like, if he would have died when he got his leg shot in that battle of Saratoga, he would be right up there with fucking George Washington. If he would have fucking died.
That's fucked up.
If he would have fucking
survived, though.
He survived, but Gates took all the credit. And everybody was like, what? He was like,
Gates needs to die. Let's get rid of that Gates guy.
Yeah.
So what happened to him?
What happened to Gates?
Yeah.
He's got monuments and shit.
He didn't die?
No, he didn't die.
In the Civil War?
No, in the Revolution. He didn't die. He didn't fucking die. And what happened was,
poor Benedict Arnold.
He got shit on 4 times by the same guys.
What's crazy is I never heard one time he said that he turned on America.
That's the very end of the whole thing. Because he got shit on, and everybody took his credit, right? Yeah. He's doing all this shit, not getting any credit for it, everybody's taking all his credit and shit. This whole fucking career. After he gets shot in Saratoga, he becomes basically crippled in a sense, so he can't be a field commander anymore. So he's like, hey, you know what? And he really reflects. He gets on this fucking, like, depression. He thinks, he's like, fuck these guys. I'm going to do shit for myself for once.
Yeah.
So he's like, fuck them all. So he's like, hey, can I get West Point? Command over West Point?
They're like, no, dude.
No, they were like,
yeah, shit.
No, they were like, okay, because Washington still likes him. Washington was only his only advocate. Everybody else politicized and fucked with the shit. And, like, became admirals and generals and shit before him. And so they were above him, but they took all his credit. Type shit, you know. So he did all the work, but they got all the glory for it.
Yeah.
So, anyways, he was like, can I get West Point? And Washington was like, yeah, sure. I like you. You're a cool guy. This is a great honor. Well, he meets some chick, and then they start talking to some English guy. And he was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm going to give up West Point. So it gets found out. And that's the
so it's after the fucking war?
No, it's during the war, but it's like late in the war. And it's after
Sounds like the war's over.
It's after he's been shit on like 6 times in a row. Yeah. So he's like, fuck these assholes. Let's all just be English and spare people's lives and let's give up and be
And that's
cool.
why
Benedict Arnold's a big shit.
Wow.
We've not
that
been...
is not as bad.
But
wow.
Even historians are like, even if he gave up West Point at that time, the war was fucking over.
Yeah, it was over.
There was no way that it would have been a big blow, but like the English still wouldn't have won. They didn't have the money to continue the war.
I just gotta say, wow.
It's fucked up.
That's fucked up.
It is so fucked up.
It sounds like Benedict Arnold is not that bad of a guy.
He's the everyday man that works his ass off, gets no credit, and assholes get promoted in front of him to the point where he's like, fuck it. That's Benedict Arnold. Classic American tale. The everyday man getting fucked over by the man.
But honestly, yes.
It is.
That's how
he relates to more Americans
than fucking George Washington.
Exactly.
100%. Because behind that guy, 100%.
Because he did so much awesome badass shit and got no credit and got shit on. People promoted in front of him, and then he was like, fuck it! Done. I don't blame him.
So what documentary was that you watched?
It was, I'll say it again, Benedict Arnold, A Hero Betrayed. Because they're like...
I'm going to watch that.
Because
what channel is that on?
It's on Peacock.
Oh, I don't have Peacock.
It's 2 hours fucking long. That's how much information there is. It goes through the whole fucking shit.
That's just a movie.
And it's so interesting. It's so fucking interesting. I was like, holy shit, because you don't hear that shit.
Right.
Because there's monuments based on him in America, but they don't have his name on it. Like
really?
At Saratoga, there's this big pillar that has gates and a couple of three guys in the back window where the fourth statue is supposed to be would be him, but it's empty. Right? And then there's a plaque at Saratoga in this church that has all the generals and shit from the Revolution. And there's one that doesn't have a name. It just says Major General and has a birth date. That's his.
Really?
It doesn't have his name, though. And then there's another monument somewhere that's stone that has like a boot from the leg that he was injured in the battle. And it says a general's or a soldier's sacrifice or some shit. It's based on him, but it doesn't have his name. None of the shit has his name. But it's all based on him.
Huh.
So, I feel like I'm right there with him. Like, good for you. It's not like anybody would have done it. Like anybody
Dude, I would have done it 100 times.
That's like why? Like it's the breaking point. Like he got shit on so many times to where like, you know what? Fuck these guys. I'm done. That's what happened.
Yeah, and you had those guys saying, "Hey, man, just do this." It's breaking point. It's good.
Yeah. So check it out. Benedict Arnold, Hero Betrayed. The fucking even historians on there were like, you know, if he'd have died in that battle, he'd be right up there with George Washington and shit like that.
Wow.
They say shit like that throughout the whole thing. It's just because everybody takes his credit and fucks him over to where he's like, fuck it, I'm out. The end. Anyways, that was about Benedict Arnold. Check it out. It's on Peacock if you got it. Benedict Arnold, Hero Betrayed. Make your own conclusion. Follow us on Facebook, Spotify, Instagram, YouTube. All that shit. Instagram. Yeah, I said Instagram. Anyways, see you next time.
Thanks for tuning in to Drunk on the Sun. This is Joe and Tom.
Thanks for watching. Thanks to everybody. Like and subscribe.
And thank you all for subscribing and liking from Drunk on the Sun, the podcast about everything and anything under the sun. So check us out on YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, Instagram. We're posting new shit every week.
See ya.